Okay, peace, brothers and sisters out there. You know, it has to come to a point where I have to stop being so enamored or surprised by these things that I come across in regards to this Babylonian world we live in. It should behoove us not to be enamored or surprised because we got to understand that this is Satan's world, man. This is a fucking wacky cartoon world we live in. And every day it proves itself in regards to what's propagated to us. So I just wanted to add this to the next, or add this to my series, COVID Confusion. I wanted to, make this the next entry into my series, COVID Confusion, because, like I said, every day we come across these stories that got to do with COVID. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't make any sense in regards to logic, in regards to rationale, in regards to just, being inquisitive about these things that they push to us. You feel what I'm saying? You have health and safety protocols that contradict the health and safety protocols. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. But I just wanted to read up on it. Nets Kevin Durant lashes out at NBA over COVID-19 confusion. Free me, quote unquote. And that's what it is. It's confusion. It's been that way ever since they brought this shit over here in March. Just confusion. Shit that just don't make sense. Passing fucking laws that don't make, or not necessarily passing laws, but, utilizing certain governmental tactics like shutting down businesses over a virus that has a 99.9% recovery rate. What does a business shutting down have to do with a virus? They want to make people think that everything is revolved around, whether or not you can get this virus. It doesn't make sense. They tell you that you have to wear a mask and that prevents you from getting the virus. When if you buy the fucking mask kit or the box of masks and you read what's on the box, it tells you that it does not prevent you from getting the virus. So why is that still in play when it comes to wearing a mask? They trying to fool the masses, man. That's all this is. They just want to. It's basically like they're playing a joke on us because logic and rationale is like fucking an oxymoron in these days. It really is. Because you can read a box that says this doesn't prevent the virus and people will still wear the mask. Unless they just don't fucking read. Let me just read, man. Let me just read up on this. I'm sorry. The NBA sidelined Kevin Durant for COVID-19 contact tracing Friday night. And the Net star has a 2-word message for the league. Free me. Though Durant has tested negative for coronavirus 3 times in the previous 24 hours, including twice on Friday, the Nets were still forced to make him a last-minute scratch from the starting lineup. Why? It just said that he... Why? He doesn't have the virus. So why pull him from the game? What sense does this make? What sense does this make, bro? It was revealed that he was negative. So can we play on? What's the problem? It's crazy, man. The Nets were still forced to make him a last-minute scratch from the starting lineup. Then Durant was allowed to enter the game before being pulled off the court in the third quarter and kept out for the rest of the Nets. 117 loss to the Raptors at Barclays Center. Now, Durant expected to miss Saturday's clash at the East leading 76ers at least, and he isn't happy about it. Why? It just revealed that he doesn't have the virus. So why does he have to miss the game? Yo, this is crazy, y'all. This doesn't make no sense. And it just shows you the cartoon world we live in, where sense and rationale and having a sound mind, it's scarce. It's scarce, man. You can't even have a mind anymore. They want you to conform to everything the government tells you because the government think that you're fucking stupid. They do. And this is obvious that they think that we stupid based off of the laws that's being passed. Well, based off of the protocols around this shit. And certain laws being passed, but the protocols around this shit, they think that we're fucking stupid. It's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. I always try to tell y'all, they insult the intelligence of people with this shit. The intelligence of people who have a sound mind who get it. They can't insult the intelligence of a sheeple because the sheep, they just gonna follow anything. It's all about attack, not even attacking the people with sound minds, because it's like they don't even give a fuck about us. They know that it's only a remnant of people with sound minds. So they want to attack the masses through manipulation and propaganda. And the masses just eat this shit up. They just eat this shit up. You can't even cough no more in the open space, within around, like, I want to say like 5 feet around somebody, or they're going to look at you like you're crazy just because I coughed. That's the world we live in now. And I'm saying, in regards to you being in your own little space, and somebody's just a little bit, within that reach of you, and they still look at you like you crazy because you coughing and you don't got a mask on while you coughing. Why didn't you tell me I needed a mask coughing before Corona? Isn't it still the same dynamic? It just doesn't make sense, man. Free me, Durant tweeted Friday night. Yo, NBA, your fans aren't dumb. You can't fool them with your whack ass PR tactics. And basically what Kevin Durant is saying is he's at a point where he understands that this is all based in bullshit. But certain people understand that. Because, you on social media, you see what the fans say. There's probably certain tweets where people are saying like, yo, this is getting out of hand now. Like, the protocols behind the COVID shit is just, it don't make no sense. It does not make sense. Like I said, they fucking wear a mask after they get off the court. After touching and bumping up on each other, you got to wear a mask when you get on the sideline. What sense does that make? Other than just fucking cosmic theater. To let people know, hey, the coronavirus is still here, so we still got to be scared. That's all it is. Because logically, if everybody's in the enclosed area and everybody all tested negative, what the fuck is the point of the mask wearing? Especially when it tells you that the mask does not prevent the virus. The mask does not prevent the virus. And that's why I get mad and heated, because like intelligence is just it's depleted in this world. There's no sense of intelligence in this fucking world. Everything is just follow, conform, and that's that. I'm not saying that nobody has. I'm just talking about it's rare. And it doesn't even matter, because at the end of the day, it's all about reaching those who fucking don't get it. That's all it's about. It's fucking ridiculous, this shit. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Durant has already recovered from COVID-19. He's already recovered from, this was when he had the virus, I think about like a few weeks ago or something. Durant has already recovered from COVID-19, has antibodies, and returned 2 negative PCR tests Friday, according to the league. But someone the Nets star had interacted with in the afternoon subsequently had an inconclusive test result shortly before tip-off. Durant was initially held out while that result was being reviewed, but then was given the okay by the league to play. You see how that doesn't make any fucking sense? You see how much sense this makes? This is so crazy, man. Kevin Durant wasn't happy with the NBA's decision to pull him from the Nets' loss to the Raptors because of COVID-19 concerns on Friday. Under the NBA's health and safety protocol, the league doesn't require a player to be quarantined until a close contact has a confirmed positive test. During the game, a positive result was returned for the person with whom Durant had interacted. Once the test was confirmed positive, Durant was pulled from the game out of an abundance of caution, according to the league, and contact tracing began to determine if he was in fact a close contact of the positive individual. Right, but at the same time, does that mean all hell breaks loose just because you find out that Kevin Durant was in contact with someone who had COVID? Even though you still found out that Kevin Durant didn't get the virus? It doesn't make sense. It's not necessarily about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is just being used as a symbol for, how fucking stupid, not necessarily used as a symbol, but basically showing you an example of how much this shit doesn't make sense. You feel what I'm saying? That's all it is. In regards to their intentions, they just want to enforce this on people so they can continue to think that COVID is a deadly thing. But when it comes to how we receive it in regards to the sound mind, it's just showing you, that Kevin Durant is just being used as an example for how nonsensical and how much this fucking, the protocols and so on and so forth, how much it doesn't make any sense when it comes to how it's revolved around the world that we live in. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense, man. It's crazy, man. I don't believe he'll come to Philly, but I don't think it's necessarily decided. Nets coach Steve Nash said it's a contact tracing procedure and it's to be determined how much time he'll have to miss. But we're just gathering information at this point. I hope it's more to be determined situation than a situation where it's 1 week quarantine. I don't know. I hope that obviously we don't lose him for the week, but I'm not sure exactly right now. We're still trying to filter and we're still trying to filter what kind of information we can gather and the type of parameters around the decision. Friday isn't the first time Durant has to deal with the new coronavirus or contact tracing. Durant had COVID-19 in May, and last month he had to serve a 7-day quarantine and miss games against the Jazz, 76ers, Grizzlies due to contact tracing. He also tested positive for antibodies recently, but the league's COVID-19 protocols don't differentiate between players who have antibodies and those that don't, so Durant isn't exempt. It's a situation that has left both Durant and his teammates vexed. He feels the same way, especially him already having it, James Harden said. We get tested every single day. He's been negative, so I don't understand what the problem is. He's negative. He's negative. He's negative. He's negative. You know, like you find out that he come across somebody who has the virus. Okay, so you want to be, diligent and make sure that everything is okay with Durant because he was in close proximity with somebody with the virus. I get it. But then when you find out he's negative, shouldn't that throw everything else out the window? Shouldn't I just continue on with the game? Why do we have to do all this extra shit? Because the NBA is all about extra, being soap opera-ish. The NBA is a joke. The only reason why I watch the NBA is strictly because of the game. And that's getting annoying. Because some of these games you can't even fucking watch because of this stupid ass coronavirus. Why even have the season in the first place? Oh, because you got to make your money, right? So you got to have these Negroes be minstrels, right? It's fucking nonsense ass world that we live in, man. He feels the same way, especially him already having it. James Harden said, we get tested every single day. He's been negative, so I don't understand what the problem is. The Nets announced at 7:38 p.m., about 2 minutes before the lineup were revealed, that Durant wouldn't be available to start. There were additional tests on whomever Durant had come in contact with, and the league eventually cleared him to play. He checked in replacing Harden with 4:13 left in the first quarter. Still, Durant's night only lasted 19 minutes. With 9:06 left in the third, 9:06, 96, as above, so below. With 9:06 left in the third, after Nash called a timeout to challenge a call, a fifth foul on Durant, word came down that he had to sit the rest of the night. They continued to test to try to gain clarity, and I think there was a positive test, there was a negative test, there was an inconclusive test. There was a positive test, there was a negative test, then there was an inconclusive test. So what was he rendered? What was he rendered? Positive, negative, or inconclusive? What the fuck was it? Oh yeah, man. Nash said you add it all up, it was misleading for a moment. It was. It is this whole shit is misleading. And that's why he was allowed to play. They continue to test to try to gather more data. And the last test was positive. But don't y'all think that's just kind of like, it's kind of like tacky for that to be going down on live television? It just show you like how they controlling this shit. It just show you that the people that's in power, we shouldn't be trusting these motherfuckers. It just shows you that we shouldn't trust these people that's in power, man. We should not trust these people that's in power. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke, man. And a lot of people starting to wake up to it. That's a good thing. You got a lot of people waking up to this nonsense, the nonsense surrounding COVID. At first, you had mad people that was just, they conformed to the narrative. Oh my God, we'll die if we get close to each other. Oh, put a mask on. Now it's getting to a point where it's like, okay, we starting to see the bullshit. Even some sheep, they starting to wake up. Where we at? My head's spinning a little bit from all the parameters of Kevin's situation, but also trying to coach our team in a shifting landscape. Durant finished with 8 points, the first time he had failed to crack double figures since February 28, 2017, when he logged just 133 for the Warriors, 1 minute 33 seconds for the Warriors. It remains to be seen if Durant will have to quarantine again or for how long. Why does he have to quarantine if he has a negative test or if he has a quote unquote inconclusive test? Oh man, we know it's negative. This shit ain't no inconclusive, but it is crazy, man. Sometimes it leave your fucking head spinning when you come across this COVID-19 shit, because it's like listening to a female talk sometimes. You know, the more you listen to a female, the more you start to understand how much she don't make sense. And I'm not saying that the average female is stupid or anything like that, but for the most part, women are simple minded. And sometimes they all over the place with their thoughts and their emotions and shit. So it's like listening to a woman talk that's on her period or some shit, and she want to tell you a story. That's what this COVID-19 shit is, because the more and more you listen, the more and more you come across certain stories and you learn about this shit, the more and more it doesn't make sense to you. But you just gotta assimilate and play the game in this world. You just have to, because there's no way that you can circumvent this. There's no way. You just have to adapt and assimilate into this clunky cartoon wacko world we live in, because that's what it is. This is not a real world that's based in any sort of peace or any sort of righteousness or logic. It's not a world that's based in that. Everything is based in the clown archetype, like clown shit, the horn god. You feel what I'm saying? The Joker, Happy. Shout out to Chronicles of Judah, but that's what it's about, bro. It's all based in the archetype of the emotions of the woman, and all based in the archetype of this world in regards to, the pagan deities and so on and so forth. That's all it's about. And when you understand that, you understand what the spirit is, why people, they get galvanized by certain things. They don't understand it, but the people that push it, they understand it, because their belief system is based in, those pagan idols of old, so on and so forth. So they push it on the masses. It's just that people don't understand the concept of these pagan idols and what they entail, and why people actionize off of, the mores and the credos and, the rites, as well as, what took place in those times based off of allegories and stories and things of that nature. That's how people live their life. It's like, you see certain women where they dress how they dress. That's embracing the whore of Babylon archetype. You see them pushing certain methods in regards to philosophies like, I want to say like Wicca or Hermeticism, so on and so forth, where people are really starting to truly embrace these things and actionize off of them as far as adhering to what the rights is and so on and so forth. So it's important for us to understand that we live in these last days, and it's a heightened level of, Satanism and Luciferianism. And when it comes to this coronavirus, it just goes hand in hand with Satanism, because Satanism is the god of confusion as well, or in regards to the understanding of what it goes back to when it comes to Lucifer or the goat god, Osiris, so on and so forth, the Baphomet, whatever you want to call them, it's the same shit. But the Baphomet is the god of confusion. You feel what I'm saying? The Baphomet, or the horn god, or Pan, Osiris, so on and so forth, the god of confusion. Babylon, the Tower of Babel, where it was created in regards to the apostasy that was led against the Most High by Nimrod. You feel what I'm saying? Who is Nimrod? Nimrod is the Baphomet, or Osiris, whatever you want to call him. And that is the god of confusion. You know what I mean? The as above, so below. Bringing together of opposites. Promoting confusion. Promoting women over men. You feel what I'm saying? Promoting that it's okay for you to embrace homosexuality and transgenderism. Be yourself. Be progressive. Conform to emotions. Don't conform to logic. Don't embrace logic. Embrace your feelings and things of that nature. That all goes into the worship system of these pagan idols. But I just wanted to end it off with that. Excuse me for going on a tangent a little bit. It's just sometimes you get wrapped up and you get impassioned by this world. So I just want to thank y'all and shalom to all you guys. Peace.